The year is 2016, and the clip is the Dallas Cowboys because we have a quarterback controversy. It's the best quarterback problem you could ever have in the history of quarterback problems.
Yeah.
Do we start the guy who is on a 7-game win streak, 7-1, breaking rookie records, moving the chains, Dak Prescott from Mississippi State?
Pressure situations even. I mean, it's every aspect of this has been in. Close games. Overtime, he's in one of the overtime games, I think.
He's again, through 8-game sample size, Dak Prescott is going to be the best quarterback in Cowboys history.
He's had a bad game or two and won.
Here's what helps. The best offensive line in football, or one of the 3 best offensive lines in football. Also making Zeke Elliott one of the best rookie running backs. So, crazy idea, GMs out there. Jim Isray. Draft offensive lineman. Just an idea. I don't know. Maybe it
Never
works.
heard of it.
Never heard of it. Or do you give the keys back to older brother Tony Romo? You know, Dak got to borrow the car. Tony got a speeding ticket. Dad says to Tony, dad in this situation is Jerry Jones. Dad says to Tony, sorry, kid, younger brother Dak just got his license. We got to let him try it out, see what happens. And unless Dak crashes the car into a stop sign at full speed and the Cowboys stop losing games, it seems like you have to continue what is working. What is the age-old saying?
I like this analogy. Except the only other thing is the last part of this analogy with the car and the crashing is Tony Romo needs to put his seatbelt on because he keeps getting hurt.
He does have lumbar support in his back. I shouldn't say car. We are in Dallas. A Ford F-150.
Yeah, that too.
Or Ford F-350.
Yeah, so, I mean, everyone knows this conversation is going to happen, but I honestly think 98% of, first off, Cowboy fans, I've talked to a few. They're kind of everywhere.
You know them?
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
No, that's like a shake because they're America's team. Like, even growing up in northern New Jersey, when I'd go over, like, some friends' places, there was always the one guy. Oh, my dad loved America's team Cowboys when they won the Super Bowl, so now I'm a Cowboys fan. You don't live remotely close to the market of Dallas. You should be, at best, a Giants fan, and if you really want to torture yourself, a Jets fan.
It's for the casual fan, maybe. I'm still trying to figure out where the pickup of the fans are that were never near Dallas, never had anyone associated with Dallas.
It's like the Showtime Lakers. There was enough fun going on there that you wanted to be a part of that culture.
Did this happen in the 90s when Aikman and Emmett were winning?
Michael Irvin was such a big personality.
I don't know if
they were a fun team.
I mean, why was everyone the 49ers, the America's team, when they were winning in the 80s? I don't know.
Let's see. A dip and dunk, West Coast offense. Jerry Rice was amazing, but boring?
It never became...
Not boring, I know, guys, calm down.
So Dak versus Romo, obviously, I mean, let's go ahead and submit the vote. Dak, of course, should continue to play. You don't change what is working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes.
Insert your own old, ridiculous saying.
Grandpa's saying.
Yeah, insert it here because they all fit.
You know what's funny about if it ain't broke, don't fix it? I'm pretty sure ain't is not grammatically correct.
Well, it's actually an official word. It's been for many years now, I think. Actually, you can look it up in dictionary. I believe it's one of those words that's not a word. But
it's not a word?
Ain't works.
Ain't works.
It does.
And ain't in this situation is working great for Dak Prescott.
And honestly, right now you start shopping.
Tony?
Not for necessarily this season, but you want to put him in a place where he doesn't look like he's just damaged goods because you may need to move him.
He's too good of a quarterback to be a backup quarterback.
True. So that's
in
why
the NFL.
And there's too many teams that need a good quarterback. So that's why you make sure he doesn't look like a damaged, broken product, which I think he kind of is. Again, no disrespect to Tony Romo, but he keeps getting hurt. It kind of sucks.
Here's what I don't get, right? Cam Newton is a freak of nature, obviously, a freak of nature athlete, all that stuff that goes with it. He also wears a literal flak jacket, like what we send our Marines and the frontline infantry overseas with, he's wearing on his body to play football. Tony Romo should probably wear a flak jacket. It makes no sense as to why you wouldn't have.
Like he looks like he wears a pretty significant amount of.
Okay, he should wear 2. It's just like, I want Tony Romo's listed as like, let's say 210 pounds. I want him on game day, like when fighters bulk up for a fight, like he's like 240 because he's wearing so much padding. Dak's numbers, by the way, through this season. 66.5% completion percentage, 2,020 yards, 8.1 yards per attempt, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, only been sacked 11 times.
What about the completely questionable quarterback ranking? Or quarterback number.
Well, do you want the quarterback rating or the total QBR? Because the rate says 104.2.
Oh, that says a lot.
So, as Ben always says, is that good? Is that bad?
Answers all my questions.
What is average?
Yes.
Romo, again, look, man, it took me 7 games. After week 3, I was so anti-Prescott still leading the charge when Romo was ready because I'm just thinking like a sane person I would say is like, you can't just 3 games? Look, Carson Wentz. If Carson Wentz wasn't where Dak Prescott is now, they wouldn't be starting Carson Wentz over Tony Romo. He's been very, very good. But if it was those Carson Wentz numbers and that was the record, if they were not 7-1, if they were 5-3 even, or 4-4, you're going to bring your guy back.
Because then the Carson Wentz analogy. If Wentz is your rookie starter, he's proven enough to you to know that he is a good potential future, and you go ahead and let him continue to get better. But it doesn't seem to be much of a needed learning curve.
Why, Jared, here's a fun question. Why isn't it the Dak Prescott versus Tony Romo versus Mark Sanchez argument?
Well, the reason that argument is not there is because Mark Sanchez would step in. If they give him a chance, he's going to blow all these guys out of the water. If Mark Sanchez, USC Trojan, was starting, they wouldn't be 7-1. They'd be 8-0. QBR rating of 127.43. Because that means something more.
I can't wait till we have a third. I can't wait till NFL Reference says, like, this is the real QBR. It's the QB rating of ratings. Who do you guys think should start for the Dallas Cowboys? It really is a win-win. I'm now Team Dak. I have transitioned. JR has always been.
What took you so long?
It takes a lot to make me a believer. And here's the worst part is I have to give the Cowboys this much credit. Yeah. Mississippi State, where is he from? He's from Louisiana.
Yeah, it hurts the same way I had to give the Patriots any kind of credit.
Yeah. This guy was born in 1993. He's 2 years younger than me. I should be starting for the Dallas Cowboys. Give me that offensive line. I'll get you Cowboys back to the Super Bowl. Comment below, like, favorite, subscribe. Check out Jayar Jackson over on the Twitter @Jayar Jackson and the Instagram @Jayar Jackson. And there's no website for JayarJackson.com, but if you look it up, you can let us know what you find. We'll see you next time.